Amendment to the prayers. I believe that as a parliament, we might not be too hasty in running conclusions. We should uphold the principles of fair hearing. If the labor union took a decision that we think and feel is contrary to laws of the land, and again, the executive arm of government perhaps also flouted the statutes as expounded by our colleague here who took the motion, I will pray and urge this House that yes, we make haste slowly. We tread with a little bit of caution. Let the relevant committees of the House call all the parties and sit over this, look at it, and come back with recommendations to us to confirm and affirm that all aspects of that law has been breached and suggest solutions to this problem.
Working thoroughly on the matter, Mr. Speaker, I think we have done that. And by the intent of the motion, making a direct reference to an act of this House with a clearly spelled out section and subsection suffices to actually confirm that we have a thorough motion to present to the House. While I do not have much a problem to do with the additional prayer he gave that let us investigate it. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I think prayer 1 and 2 are also very critical and have no adverse effect whatsoever to the additional prayer he has added.
Also agree with the minority leader that we need to investigate the issue. You see, I'm opportune to be part of the members who passed the PIA in the Land Assembly. And all those areas, we insist we must to have a thorough investigation and also consolidate the act. I had Honorable Dasuki was quoting section 18 of the NAMSDAD Act. Also, the Pangasan issue, the Dangote issue, there is very important this thing that we must do investigation.
Ado Doguwa is my name. Mr. Speaker, representing the good people of Ado Doguwa Federal Constituency from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, as earlier mentioned, I rise relying on Order 8, Rule 5 of our respected rules book to come up with this matter for the need to protect strategic private investments from avoidable and sometimes understandable union or labor actions. Mr. Speaker, I want to also put on record that this motion is being jointly sponsored by my humble self and my brother, the PDP member from Sokoto State, Abdul Samadu Dasuki.
So it's a bipartisan motion.
It's a bipartisan motion.
Bipartisan motion.
But PDP doesn't have much to do with it, my I hope members will...
Order, please. Pastor.
You know this House is predominantly ruling party. So I want to beg of them that the PDP does not have much to do with this motion. My respected colleague, no sir, I beg of you. I apologize and withdraw that statement. Sorry, my respected colleagues, the motion reads as follows. The House notes the recent face-off between the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, and the Dangote refinery located within the live free trade zone, which culminated...
Order, please.
Which culminated in a strike that disrupted operations at the over $20 billion refinery, the largest single train refinery in the world. The House also notes that the industrial action led to a disruption in Nigeria's crude oil production with a reported daily loss of approximately 200,000 barrels over a period of 3 days. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the House further notes that the disruption worsened the fuel supply situation across the country and resulting in scarcity and long queues at filling stations in several states, thereby causing several hardships for ordinary Nigerians. The House, therefore, aware that the Dangote refinery is a strategic private investment of immense national importance, with the potential to guarantee energy security, reduce import dependency, generate employment, and conserve foreign exchange reserve. Further aware that the Dangote refinery operates within a free trade zone and therefore falls under the regulatory framework of the Nigeria Export Processing Zones Authority, NEBZA, particularly Section 5 of the Nigeria Export Processing Zone Act, which clearly states, and I quote, "Employment in the free zone shall be governed by rules and regulations made by the authority and not subject to the provisions of enactment relating to employment matters. Concerned that actions by labor unions that disregard the legal protections conferred on free zones under NIBSA Act not only constitute a breach of law, but also create a hostile investment environment that may deter future local and foreign investors. Worried that if private investment of strategic national importance are continually subjected to unlawful disruptions by adversarial unionism, Nigeria risks not only the failure of key economic assets, but also the erosion of investor confidence necessary for national growth and economic development. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the motion therefore resolves, the House therefore resolves to urge the Federal Ministries of Labor and Employment, Industrial Trade and Investment, and the Ministry of Justice to jointly develop and implement a national framework or set of policies to safeguard private investments of strategic national importance from adversarial and unlawful union actions. 2, the House directs the Federal Ministry of Justice and NIBSA to ensure full enforcement and compliance with the provision of Section 18, Sub 5 of the Nigeria Export Processing Zones Act in all relevant free zone operations. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the House mandates the Committee on Labor, Industry, and Justice to engage with relevant stakeholders, including labor unions and the private sectors, to develop a balanced regulatory framework that protects workers' rights while also preserving sanctity of strategic economic investments for Nigeria's economic development. Mandate the Committee on Labor, Industry, and Legislative Compliance to ensure implementation of this resolution and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative actions. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I respectfully move and seek for your support to carry the motion. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
In Nigeria, they take advantage of our crude, refine it and bring it back. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, we have found a Nigerian who has been able not to only put a refinery, but one of the biggest in the world. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, this refinery we know is the largest single investment in Africa. Not only that, I don't think there's any company or any private sector that is creating employment and adding value to Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, based on that, they had a refinery which is on a free trade zone, which, Mr. Speaker,
we are discussing
by the Parliament.
Order, please. We are discussing our refinery.
So,
and I think we should pay attention. It's an important bipartisan motion.
With Honorable Alassane, we would like to highlight this very important aspect of the NEBSA Act. Please permit me to just highlight that particular act, which is Section 18, subsection 5 of the NEBSA Act, which says, there shall be no strikes, lockouts for a period of 10 years following the commencement of operations within a zone, and any trade dispute arising within the zone shall be resolved only by the authority. Mr. Speaker, this is an act of the Parliament which says any investment within the free trade zone shouldn't have any strike within 10 years of any investment. And like we all know, this refinery came on board just about 2.5 years ago. And here we are getting unions to lock down this refinery. And unfortunately, the government took a decision to implement what the union wanted, which we believe is not helping the private sector. Nigeria is always, or Nigerians are looking for private investment. Any private investor that is coming to Nigeria, he is going to look at our laws. Are we implementing our laws first? So we have to be seen to be implementing our own laws. So that's why we are calling on honorable colleagues that an act of parliament was breached in taking a resolution by the government. So I think the parliament should interfere or should intervene, which I believe the relevant committees will be able to do that. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable colleagues. Yeah?
Thank you.
Amendment to the prayers. I believe that as a parliament, we might not be too hasty in running conclusions. We should uphold the principles of fair hearing. If the labor union took a decision that we think and feel is contrary to laws of the land, and again, the executive arm of government perhaps also flouted the statutes as expounded by our colleague here who took the motion, I will pray and urge this House that yes, we make haste slowly. We tread with a little bit of caution. Let the relevant committees of the House call all the parties and sit over this, look at it, and come back with recommendations to us to confirm and affirm that all aspects of that law has been breached and suggest solutions to this problem so that we don't arrive at a resolution by way of motion only to find out that perhaps there are areas where these other persons are hinging their actions on. So whilst I support the motion that there is need for us to look into this fracas between Labour and Dangote refinery, and indeed the decision of the federal government, but I pray that we do it with serious caution. That's my contribution, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I must recommend the leader, he said the former, the immediate past leader of the House, and my honorable colleagues from Sokoto, the PDP man who remain in Sokoto. They have done a wonderful job, but I have to concur and also agree with the minority leader that we need to investigate the issue. You see, I'm opportune to be part of the members who passed the PIA in the Land Assembly. And all those areas, we insist we must to have a thorough investigation and also consolidate the act. I had Honorable Asuki was quoting Section 18 of the NAMSDAD Act. Also, the Pangasan issue, the Dangote issue, there is very important this thing that we must do investigation. Let us not be merging the act of the PIA that we passed and also that of the Section 80 of NEXA. Mr. Speaker, the movers of the motion, I expect them to do a thorough investigation and check all the sections of the PIA that related to those areas, that they didn't collide and mixed up themselves. Otherwise, we'll keep on repeating issues upon issues. So I really agree and concur with the amendment moved by my minority leader that the matter must be investigated before even certain Minister of Labour and other relevant stakeholders to take effect into it. I so contribute, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable.
Speaker, ordinarily, I wouldn't have expected to drag with any observation or any contribution to the motion that I have moved, sir. But I will want to say, for avoidance of doubt, that working thoroughly on the matter, Mr. Speaker, I think we have done that. And by the intent of the motion, making a direct reference to an act of this House with a clearly spelled out section and subsection suffices to actually confirm that we have a thorough motion to present to the House. While I do not have much a problem to do with the additional prayer he gave that let us investigate it, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I think prayer 1 and 2 are also very critical and have no adverse effect whatsoever to the additional prayer he has added. So I will plead with honorable members, my colleagues, to allow prayer 1 and 2 to subsist and simply add that the House may also investigate the matter and report back. Mr. Speaker, I insist we need to do that because this House, as a House of Nigerian people, owes our people a duty to provide this kind of institutional voice in protecting domestic investments, I mean internal investments by Nigerians, and especially investments that are running into huge millions of dollars and naira, Mr. Speaker. This will also encourage other foreign investors to come and invest in our safe economic land. Mr. Speaker, that is where I'm coming from, and I want to plead with honorable members to please allow these prayers go and perhaps accept the additional prayer that the leader also suggested. Mr. Speaker, thank you, and I thank honorable members as they understand. Thank you.
As of Section 88 and 89 of the Constitution is being invoked by the minority leader. And they're saying that it is not good to take a position without first carrying out the function as outlined by 88 and 89. Granted that it is alleged that there is a breach of the fundamental provisions of the Act of Parliament with regards to this, but not conceding that such breach has been investigated. To take a position without investigation might be an exercise not on the side of partem. I think it's a Latin word. It's let both parties be heard. So I think that is the argument, not that they are against the motion, but they are saying the process of engagement should carry with it element of investigation. So, Minority Leader, is your suggestion that prayer 3 read as follows: mandate Committee on Labor, Industry, Justice to engage with relevant stakeholders, including labor union and private sector, to investigate and develop
order, please,
a balanced regulatory framework. Is that how you want to coin it? Because you are talking about investigation, but we've not seen where you put it in your amendment.
Very well, sir. We can take that, sir.
Thank you.
And then for prayers 1 and 2, even if we want to add it, we make it an inter.
The relevant committees, are they all there?
The Federal Constituency of Edo State, a very proud Benin chief. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second this amendment.